Coming up here on Mountain News this morning, food banks in our region ask for help as a shortage of volunteers causes some issues. And members of an Eastern Kentucky community come together to give some support to one of their own.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you. It is Wednesday at 6:32. I'm Dakota Makeris. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And let's take a quick look at our forecast with Brandon. And Brandon, today is your Friday. So well-deserved break, but you know, now I'm jealous. So I don't want to talk about it.
Listen, that's okay. I hope to be watching this weekend's snow from the house. That's why if you know, usually I'd come in if it was going to be like really rough, but I think it's going to be a lighter type snow this weekend. So I'm looking forward to just sitting home, drinking some coffee, and watching. And
I think if there's any issues, which there probably won't be, I think Cameron and Evan can handle it. So I think they're well equipped. So don't worry about it. Just stay at the house.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Let's take a look at that forecast this morning, and we're looking pretty good so far. It is cold out there. Let's go over to UVA Wise's high knob camera this morning, and not a whole lot of action over there. Maybe just a few clouds over that way this morning. They're at 19, along with Logan and Monticello, 18, and lots of locations there. Prestonsburg's at 19, so I'll give that first, and then we'll say Somerset, Williamsburg, London, and Jackson all at 18. We're losing those 20s and quickly there. 21, Hazard, Harlan, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro are our warm spots this morning. Your forecast for today, right around freezing, even with the full-on sunny skies, and clear and cold tonight as we get down back into the teens once again. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Attorneys for a former police officer involved in the raid that left Breonna Taylor dead wants to ban news outlets from part of the jury selection process. Former Louisville officer Brett Hankinson is set to go on trial on wanton endangerment charges. He was charged with shooting into neighboring apartments during the March 2020 raid. Individual juror questioning is set to begin on February 1st. Hankinson's attorneys are asking a judge to bar the news media from that process. They say jurors may fear that their identity could be exposed. Prosecutors are opposing the ban. 2 years ago, Artist Collaborative Theater in Pike County was destroyed due to a massive fire. Eastern Kentucky thespians from all walks of life were devastated by the loss of a building, many of them called home. The theater is not rebuilt, but the show must go on. The theater's comeback season is underway, and 2 shows have already been finished in late 2021, with a third in rehearsals. Actress Ashley Ratliff says she is excited for what the future has in store.
I know a lot of us were afraid that like losing the building and losing all that would be the end, and then we wouldn't recover. But we didn't let it stop us.
Well, she has 2 children, Bailey and Silas, who are excited for the season ahead. The pandemic is causing hesitancy for volunteers to help out at food banks, causing a shortage of volunteers, making it difficult for food banks to operate as normal. Some are worried about COVID exposure. Others are COVID positive or have been exposed and can't make it to volunteer. Food bank directors are encouraging anyone that might be interested to try volunteering at a local or state food bank.
We wear our masks when we're shopping. We wear our masks when we're at school. I don't think volunteerism necessarily is dangerous as long as you're taking the same precautions. So, but just, you know, definitely want to keep your comfort level in mind. So we encourage you to continue to volunteer if that's something that you feel like you can do.
Feeding America Kentucky's Heartland is still distributing items to Western Kentucky for tornado relief. A chorus of voices pushing through the COVID pandemic. A recent video is gaining attention after students and colleagues of one Pike County man decided to turn up the volume to help him drown out the virus. Our buddy Forbes shares their song.
Tommy and Betsy Thompson have shaped generations.
My daughter thanks them for her existence because without them, I wouldn't have my family.
Spending decades as teachers in Pike County, using drama, music, speech, and more, inspiring students and colleagues to seize possibilities, be present, and enjoy the process.
I can never, ever thank him enough for not only being my mentor at work, but also being a mentor for me in life.
So when Tommy was diagnosed with COVID-19, news of his condition rustled through the family tree the Thompsons grew.
This man who is bigger than life to all of us is suddenly very, very ill.
Bringing those who love him to search for a way to help.
And knowing that in the end, this is a pandemic and there's not much pull.
Still, they were able to pull together with hundreds of well wishes in a Facebook group that became something more.
It felt like watching Mr. Holland's opus. It's Mr. Thompson's opus.
As they raised their voices for the man whose voice raised them.
Coming together to sing in one voice and sing in one song.
Using an app called Smule, singing a song that Thompsons loved and taught.
I think there's nothing more powerful than all those faces. All those faces he taught, taking a second to say, you're in our hearts.
To send Mr. Thompson the only message he has ever understood.
We also knew that he was a fighter and that he can overcome. If anybody's an overcomer, Tommy Thompson's an overcomer.
Love and light through every fight. In Pike County, Buddy Forbes, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the group says things are looking up for Thompson, and they hope the video served as a small distraction. They say they are ready to see him back at full strength so they can give him another standing ovation. One Northern Kentucky man is getting ready to hike the entire Appalachian Trail. Gene Perry plans to start the more than 2,000-mile journey in Georgia, using the next 6 months to work his way up to Maine. Perry grew up in Northern Kentucky and often traveled to Red River Gorge to explore the trails there. At the age of 20, he joined the military and was raised in Washington State, where he also explored hiking, turning it into a lifelong passion.
I had the opportunity to hike in Europe and Central America, portions of the U.S., even sections of the Appalachian Trail. So really most of my adult life, I took on the bucket list item of through hiking the Appalachian Trail.
Well, Perry has been training for the trek for 18 months, even hiring a personal trainer to help him prepare. He will be hiking alone most of the time, packing all of his food, water, tent, and other supplies in a backpack. Well, if you are looking to get your pilot's license or to earn a new pilot certification, the London Corbin Airport has technology that could benefit you. The airport offers students the chance to use a flight simulator. The flying experience can be utilized by students before they step foot inside of a plane. Flight instructor with the London Corbin Airport, Joshua Carney, says although the simulator cannot substitute flying an actual plane, students can learn valuable skills before taking to the sky.
There's really no supplement for me in the actual plane, but on a day like today, it just helps you build your instrument scan, which is a really invaluable resource for a pilot. You've really got to be on your game, on your toes whenever you're in the clouds, and you really don't have any margin for error whenever you're up there.
Well, Carney adds that very few smaller airports provide this experience, so he feels very fortunate to offer it at the London Corbin Airport.
6:40 on this Wednesday morning. We're seeing temperatures that are very chilly out there. I'll just tell you who's still in the 20s this morning. That is Pikeville at 20, along with Harlan. Our hot spots, 21 in Hazard, Middlesboro, and Jacksboro. Everybody else is in the teens this morning, and Moorhead's now taking the lead for the cold spot at 12. So there you go. Sunshine this afternoon after maybe just a few morning clouds in southwest Virginia, and temperatures top out right around freezing a little bit later on this afternoon. The time still 6:40. Coming up on 6:41, you're watching Mountain News This Morning right here on WYMT.